What's up, everybody? How you doing? This is your boy Juro. It is Saturday, the 16th, 2014. It is a weekend now. How was your week? Hopefully everything went as smoothly as you had expected. I know that we had Valentine's Day on Friday, and it was very, very interesting to see. I don't know about you, but where you live, is it me, or did Valentine's Day feel like, or have the remnants of like Black Friday? Did you notice that? Did you notice how people were breaking their neck? You know, it was great for retail. If you were, well, maybe not if you're working in retail. I've been there, I know how it can be. But you saw a sense of urgency on that day. Now, there's nothing wrong with showering your affection on those who you hold dear. That is about the connection of who we are as people. But with that same energy that was given out, did you make a point to shower that with yourself first? Well, did you? And how did it make you feel? I know some of you, that may have been a challenge because you put a lot of energy out and it wasn't reciprocated as you thought. Well, it's okay though, because actually that was a blessing in disguise, because that gave you an opportunity to truly see validity in what's found or what's not found within yourself. You actually saw a revelation on what the focus needs to be. Now, how y'all doing? You doing alright? Got my morning coffee. Getting ready to start my day. And it's very cold. Excuse me. It's cold. But hey, we gotta go through this season to have the flowers in the spring, to have that beautiful summer, which it will be. And you guys are going to very much be a part of it. So, do you have that mindset of looking at all the beautiful things that are going to be coming into your life, as well as the things that you're going to balance, that you already have? You've already claimed that? If you haven't, what's holding you back? What's keeping you distracted that you cannot unleash that beautiful smile that you possess? You know, for those that are my hip-hop heads, you remember when Public Enemy came out with the song Don't Believe the Hype? It is very true that you don't believe the hype. Do not get caught up in your environment. Stay aware, stay vigilant, but always have that balance, so that the energy that you're putting out is the energy that you receive back. But if that is not the case at this moment, don't give up. Keep pushing on. Keep looking at your goal and target that you wish to accomplish, to achieve, because you're the one that's doing the work. But in the mix of it all, it is very, very imperative that you love yourself. You love yourself first. It's going to be okay. See, I'm here to tell you, it's going to be okay. Because see, as I always say, and will continue to say, to remind you that, see, I see your worth. I do. And I see mine. And just like you're listening to my voice right now, it is meant to strike a chord inside you to let that person that is within you have a voice, have an action, step into your own, claim your life. For some of us, it may feel like foreign environment. You're kind of unsteady. You don't know. It's like a child riding a bike that has the training wheels taken off for the first time, and you're afraid that you're going to fall. But trust, even if you do, get back up. It didn't kill you. It just brought awareness to what you need to bring balance to. I think somebody needed to hear that right now, because I have this feeling that somebody had convinced you that this right here is not precious. Someone with their fears are convincing you to feel the same way, and it's got you flustered and frustrated. I'm here to tell you, there is only one you. That's what makes you unique, precious, and beautiful. Don't get caught up in the hype. Keep keeping on. Last night said that. I think that was during the Claudine era, the movie Claudine. If you haven't seen that movie, by the way, check it out. It's a classic, Claudine, as well as Mahogany. I've been finding myself lately, I've been looking at a lot of movies that were made in the 70s, and I'm seeing the synchronicity of the same things that were expressed for that time is relevant today. Only thing's different is the generation that the audience is being presented. That's why you see things that you had seen when you were a child being reintroduced. Why? Because it's getting the attention for the new consumer. And that's how traditions and things tried and true stand the test of time. That's what it is. But see, that's you too, because you're classic, you're original, and you're priceless. And it's time for you to smile. That's what I'm getting at. It's time for you to do this. Let that handrail down, let it go, and you keep looking at your goal. Remember, as I said, see, your higher power, I know him as my Lord Jesus Christ, wants to remind you, he is doing this. Hey, I'm right here. Hey, I'm right here. Look at me. Look at me. Don't worry about what's going on over there. Look at me. Keep coming here. Don't worry about what you hear right there. Keep your focus on me. As long as you do that, you will not only stay vigilant, but guess what? You won't be caught up in the distractors outside your reality, outside your environment. Because see, I've come to learn in my own walk. See, that's what the devil does. He will take anything that will be an emotional trigger and try to place it indirectly in your environment to get you to stop moving forward. Some of y'all, I know somebody needs to hear that, because I got goosebumps right now. I got goosebumps, and something's telling me that, yeah. Like, aha, yeah. See, if you weren't in the direction that you should have been going, you won't be going through the challenges that you have. Those challenges is to see if you got the life lessons intended or the spiritual lessons needed to evolve. That's why we go through our trials and tribulations all in all. Because see, God is love. He's unconditional love. He's agape love. That means that is through and through there for us to receive. Because we're His children. So why are you depriving yourself? Why? So, I hope you guys, it's a Valentine's Day night. Some of y'all still in your Valentine moment. It has been peaceful. If it was rocky, if there was some things that had to be addressed, you use that as a platform to speak your truth. So you do understand, and I know I don't want to sound redundant, but I got to put it out there, because some people might not know. See, you dictate what you're going to receive by what you put out. That's why there's a responsibility in our own lives. That's also descriptive of being mature. But there are things that we learn in different aspects of our lives. That's why sometimes we will go through seasons where we may see the same thing that was challenging at one time may possibly try to reinsert itself into our life, but we know how to handle it at the right moment in time and keep it moving. It's the same thing. Some of you had breakthroughs this weekend on some things that you didn't know about, and you got the clarity that you had been seeking or may have thought or felt the whole time. You was like, you know what, I thought that, I did not know that, but thank you for clarity. And that was your linchpin on how you were going to carry on from that period of time. But just know this, I had met this guy. I happened to be in the right time, in the right place. He was in an argument. None of my business, but just something about this guy stuck out. And our eyes kind of crossed real quick, and I just said, hey. And right then, right out of my mouth, the words I told him was, if it does not cause growth, you got to question why you there. And you would have thought I took the air out of his sail, because that was his aha moment. That was his aha moment. It was right then and there that message was meant for him to have. I kept it moving, but I just, and I think a lot of it was because I saw a lot of myself in that guy when I was younger. And I was like, man, if I only had someone to pull me to the side and say, hey, you ain't got to go out like that. What are you doing? Why? What's the end goal in stressing yourself out? Why? Why do you do it? Some of you, that is your challenge right now, because you are perfectionists, because that's how you were brought up to measure twice, cut once, which I commend you on. But then within yourself, there's some torment because you take yourself too serious. There's no balance in who you are on the outside compared to who you really are inside. And the person who you really are inside is unhappy because you feel like people don't get you. Actually, you're brilliant. You're actually brilliant. But your means of expression may come off a little too harsh. And you're feeling like you're holding it back because you're like, why is it people don't take me serious or they don't get me? It's because you have not figured a way to find your peace within yourself. So you feel like you have to, when you speak your truth, it's like sounding a trumpet. It's like, I'm going to make sure everybody knows what I'm saying right now. It's like that. When actually, no. The message is on point, but it's how it's delivered. It's time to breathe. I don't know what it is that convinced you that that's the only way you can get noticed. And actually, that's just an insecurity that you've been dealing with for a long time. But I'm here to tell you, better days are ahead. Better days are ahead for all of us. Because if you planting them seeds for your life, you're doing what you need to do. Guess what? It'll come to pass at the right moment in time. You do understand it. So don't trip. Don't trip on the adversity just trying to You see me? You see me? Get your attention from what you know what is best for you. Because only you can dictate that. Because it's going to be you that's going to do the work. So my queens, like I've always tried to get you to understand, you are beautiful in your own right. Each and every one of you. That's what makes you unique. You don't have to go beyond the call of duty to feel validate when you validate yourself. But you don't have to turn around and convey a message of strength to be taken serious. Why? You should take a position of grace. Take a position of true virtue. That's what separates a woman from a little girl. You wouldn't put a 16-year-old child in a $70,000 car, would you? If they just got their driver's license, now would you? No. It takes a process. But we see that go out all the time. I was out and about, and I decided to get me something to eat, and it was very late in the morning. It was like almost 2:30 in the morning, but I was hungry, and I saw this couple come in, and actually, I caught myself looking at the woman, and first thing that made me think was I thought about my daughter. I have a daughter, and but I noticed something was not there, because I could tell that she didn't have her makeup on. You understand? I'm not criticizing, but you know what I'm saying? It's just like she probably did the best she could, but she still, no one maybe have taught her what brings out the best assets with which I use with her complexion. But she tried. So my point is, there are certain aspects and attributes about ourselves that we need to continue to work on and master to bring the best out of us out. It's okay. It's okay to focus on things that you believe is best for you. Number one, it should be your heart. That's why we go through the things we go through with the dynamic of other human beings, relationships, may it be business, personal, financial. That's a life school we will always go through until God calls us home. Because that's something that will never be mastered, because one of the key elements is communication. And as I have gotten older and mature, I've also come to learn these last 4 or 5 years, the best form of communication that could ever be exhibited is listening. And my kings, sometimes listening requires you to see, embrace the words that don't come out the mouth of those you hold dear. So I hope that on your Valentine's Day, the one message that or gift that was given to each and every one of you is, number one, you love yourself. You make sure that that smile is properly placed where it should be. Not a frown, not a scowl, but the beauty that's found inside your heart. But the other lesson that I hope you may have, or validation you may have gotten, the greatest gift that you're going to ever give someone, to my young folk, hear my words. It'll save you a whole lot of grief and frustration. See, when you are truly loving yourself, You're not going to put yourself at risk. You're going to always respect yourself regardless. But the greatest gift you'll ever give a person is time. You can't buy that. You cannot. Thank you, my angels. See, what you don't realize is this song, Shylock's Old Girl, that's a song that hits really, really deep for me, because when I was a child, I used to hear it all the time when I lived with my dad, and that's synchronistic. But this song right here, wow! I used to bump this last 3 years and made it. Boy, that's just God talking to me, validating. So here's what I'm getting at. I don't want to sound like I'm trying to ramble. I want you to understand something. You guys are entering a phase now where a lot of things are starting to validate. A lot of things are going to start to be crystal clear. And there are going to be some things that are going to be unsettling at first because you don't understand what's going on. But you're trusting your discernment and you're continuing down your path. That path is actually opening the doors of your destiny and your legacy. So you got to keep vigilant and put your higher power first. You have to do that. Now, yes, being on this planet, you're going to interact with people. You're going to have people come in your life that you're going to have significant bonds. And unfortunately, there are going to be seasons where they leave. Or you're going to learn something that you might not have learned, and you have to go separate paths. But as I've always tried to convey to you guys is this: even if you have to close the door for your growth, it doesn't matter if it's locked or not, because see, if it's intended for you to have, it is divinely in place. Guess what? And I know y'all know this, there are certain people that are tied to your legacy that are going to be, they're going to be the ones to watch you grow. They're connected to you. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. You got some people that got under your skin so much you're like, you know what, I wish I never knew you. But deep down inside you know that their presence has made you grow. You gotta own that. May it be good or bad, these people have a significant and profound connection to your spirit. And once you've gotten to a level of understanding, you may also be the inspiration and the template that will cause them to grow. That's why y'all connected. That's why some of y'all may think to say, well, you know what? That's my soulmate. To some, that might be your twin flame. For those who know what I'm talking about. Because your greatest lessons that you will ever embrace as a human being is descriptive by love. And I know some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of your most profound lessons have had something to do with that heart. It has matured you. It has caused some of you to be quiet. It has caused some of you to step back. It has caused some of you to find courage to walk forward when you thought you couldn't do it. See, what I'm trying to get you to understand, that you have blessings attached to your spirit, to your name, and they should come to pass once the level of understanding, of knowledge of who you are. The more you grow, the more those doors will open, the more those blessings will flow. You do understand that, right? Some of y'all have had this experience. Some of your blessings came after you had to close some doors. And you was like, I didn't want to do this, but you knew. And then as soon as you made that, blessing came like bam. And you scratching your head like, why? Why can't I have the best? Why can't I have them both? And you're afraid. Well, let me hear you tell you something. As I said before, if it's the look, if it's meant for you, all things that have been lost, all things that needed to be said because you didn't have the courage to say it, all the things that were broken will all be healed. All the things that you had value and worth to, if it's yours, no one can take it from you. But you can't get caught up in the environment, in the moment, in the now. You can't. You do understand it, right? I told somebody this. I'm gonna be transparent. That's how I am. I live my life very transparent. What you see is what you get. The guy you hear talking is. That's how I live my life. I across the board. Because that brings me peace, because I know who Gerald Davis is. He's a good brother with a big heart. He loves his God, and he trusts him to every fiber of my being. I trust God because I know that he's going to move me and place me where I need to be to receive the information and blessings intended for my life. I've totally submitted. And I used to be one of those that used to pull. I'm like, you had to, no, because I lacked self-worth. I lacked. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's not like I was like some pushover. No. I just didn't have. I didn't see my value as a person because of the mindset that I had in my development. Because I was always raised to put everyone first. That's how I was. And I still do, however, to a degree. If you don't take care of what's intended for you, you can't take care of the things that you need to do. You understand? That's why I try to express this to you. It is not being selfish when it comes to taking care of yourself. That actually clears the way so you can focus on things you need to focus on. I know I'm talking to somebody. And guess what? It also shows a template of who really sees your worth and has your best interest. So if you are in a place where you gotta close the door, step aside, step back, so that you can go forward without restraint, then you do that. Because the people that care about you, the people that want to see you come into your promise, they're going to support everything you do. That's how you know that you have a genuine connection and friendship. How many of y'all know what I'm talking about? You got bonds that have lasted over 15 plus years, and the same love and nurturement that you have, you can go over it. It's the same as it was when you first met. Why? Because they love you. But the people that have their own agendas but don't want or do not want to grow with you, well, guess what? That wheel's going to be flat. And the challenge may be, how do you navigate through that? And it may require you to be honest with yourself. That's why I convey all the time. You ain't gotta search or seek the things that are intended for you, because it will be relevant. It'll be right there. It'll be in your face. Now, what you decide to do with that, you have free will to do. That is why it's important that you discern. Come on now. So, I gotta throw this in there because I was trying to make a point about Valentine's Day the other day. Did you know that for those that were out and working, and I told you about the scenario of the instant showering? Now, watch the attitude the next week. If it is not continual, then that was show. And that was for your edification. It was more for you than them. And that actually will tell you and show you who really is working on their stuff too. So don't judge, but be aware. Okay? Somebody needed to hear that one too. Stop worrying about what's in your environment right now. That's nothing but distractions. Because one thing I've come to learn as well, the things that are for you are going to be tried and tested, and they should last like the test of, guess what, it'll get better. It's like a bottle of wine just corked. Yeah, you can drink it once then, but it's better through time. The worth and value of that increases. It should. And you should treat yourself like that bottle of wine. So, why aren't you? Why is it that some of you opted to actually convince yourself, you're in your head, thinking that people don't care about you? Maybe you might need to change your perspective of your view. Or maybe you need to change your environment as a whole. Only thing that's stopping you is you. So let's sum this all up, okay? Get out your head. Work on the things that are important to you. If it does not make you grow or help you grow, you've got to question why it's there. That could be a setback, but it also could be a motivation of a setup on understanding what is authentic. And that's you. Know your worth. Know your value. Love yourself. And let your higher power, I know him as my Lord Jesus Christ, to guide you. You can't go wrong. But speak your truth by respecting yourself first. Come on now. Come on. My queens. Let me throw this tidbit out to you so you understand something too. Because you were given the divine gift of being created and called woman. You do know that you do not have to go beyond the call of duty to get the attention of a man. You don't. You don't have to do that. You have the grace and virtue to walk in a room and not say a word and command it, because everyone will take notice of who you are, because you're unique. How many times have you been in an environment and you saw the same imagery played out? The reason why you saw that is so that you can gain knowledge, not to be one of the masses. Be the exception to the rule. Be you. I don't know about you, but you may have also noticed that there is a trend where people are starting to go within themselves now. They are taking off the things that they thought was needed and allowing the true person to shine. I'm gonna tell you, from a man, ain't nothing more sexy than being able to see a woman in her own right. I know somebody's thinking, well, Gerald, that's easy for you to say. You're not a woman. You don't have to deal with the gauntlet of trying to be noticed. All you got to do is be still. Somebody needs to hear that. Be still, because that brings your beauty out even more. You ain't gotta. Listen. You'll save a whole lot of money, whole lot of time, and actually not attract or bring attention to the wrong environment because you feeling insecure with yourself. That means you need to love on you. Did you hear what I said? Love on you. And when you do that, guess what? All those, the feeling that you should be feeling is butterflies, that fluttering. But if you walk around feeling anxiety, you're going through bouts of your eating is going like this and that, your edge is affecting your health, what's being required is for you to find that peace that you need. It's okay to go MIA for a little bit if you need to. Hey, even Superman went to the cave. Even Batman had his lair. Find what it is, or where you can go within yourself, so that will help you go back to the board, to the bulletin board of you, your heart. Do the work. It's okay to cut that phone. Cut that cell phone off if you got to. Or better yet, when's the last time you went in your phone and looked at the people that you align yourself with and asked yourself this: what is this person's connection to me? Do they see my worth? Can I grow with this person? Why am I attached to this person? Or better yet, does this connection respect and see my worth? If you're putting more energy out and it's not coming back, delete it. And I'm not saying that out of spite, but sometimes, no, I'm gonna be 100. If you turn around and you just do that, two things are gonna happen. Number one, you're gonna see exactly the validation you need. You'll actually see who has your best interest, as well as why they're connected to you. So if they disappear on you, do that. Don't trip. Don't trip. All that does is give you opportunity to prepare yourself for the one. Yes, my queens. Yeah, that guy. And he's going to be your equal, your parallel. He's going to make every jagged smooth, every jagged edge in your emotions smooth, and bring balance. He is going to be your voice of reason, as well as your connection for harmony and peace, because he's not, if he has something to do with it, he's not going to allow you to exploit yourself. He's not going to allow you to not fall out of good graces. He's going to let you grow. He's going to tell you the things you need without expectations of something in return. Why? Because he sees your worth. And I know that might be profound for some of you, because your environment has always been give and take, push and pull. I've got to do this to get you to respond a certain way. Why? Ask yourself why. And yes, my queens, let me go back to this. I'm going to put you on notice. I don't care if you weigh 102 or 750. If that is who you are, that's who you are. Own it. Own it. Someone asked, and I'm putting that out there for a reason, because someone asked me, someone asked me, she said, they were like, well, Gerald, what kind of women do you like? And it made me blush, because I had never had someone be direct like that. But I said, okay. What I find appealing is a woman that's willing to grow. And she's not ashamed of who she is. She embraces her flaws. That's what makes her unique. Uniqueness is the key. Why settle with a room of the same when you can adore the one that stands out the most by being herself? That is what moves me. That is what catches my eye. Because I can tell when a woman is comfortable in her own skin. She doesn't have to go beyond the call of duty. All she's required to do is be herself. That is why I can go back and say this to you, my queens. The greatest gift you will ever receive as a human is time. You can't put a price on that. You can't go in the store and buy a 6-pack of time. But you will definitely yearn and miss it when you ain't got enough of it. So love yourself, my queens. But kings, I ain't forgot about you either. It's time, man. It's time to represent. Be the best you that you can be. Stand up. Be accounted for. Stand by your actions and accept your flaws. And humble yourself when you're wrong. That is what shows strength. Because guess what? That just shows that you love yourself and you give a damn about who you are and what you put out in the world. And you don't allow society to dictate who you are. Okay? But anyway, I ran my mouth long enough. I hope you guys have a very, very safe weekend. It is cold. You know, make sure you take your vitamins. Make sure you get your rest. And make time for the things that you truly enjoy, that make you you. It's your life. Look, you should still have the same connection within yourself that you had as a child in your adulthood. Do you hear what I'm saying? There's no difference. Only thing is different is the responsibility. So what's stopping you? Huh? What's stopping you? What's stopping that beautiful smile that you have that you're doing this? Why? You got a beautiful smile. Let it out. Some of you are like, well, you know, I need to go and start working out. Well, go work out. Some of you got hobbies that you really, really want to get into, but you're not making time for yourself to do it because you're trying to keep up what's going on outside your door. Let me tell you something. It's outside your door for a reason. I know somebody needs to hear that too. So make time for what matters to you. And if it matters to you, your environment should validate that in turn by giving you love, respect, and lastly, honor. Because you set that template Okay? Alright guys, as I always say, I wanted to put this out too. I wanted to thank each and every one of you for allowing me a moment in your life. I understand that you have a very busy life, and I appreciate however this message is conveyed to you. The only reason why I do what I do because it's guided by Spirit, first and foremost. And I made a promise to myself when I began my walk to really figure out who Gerald Davis was. I knew I wasn't the only one that felt this way. And by having this channel, and if someone had told me 3 years ago I would be doing this, I'm telling you, I would have been looking at them like, yeah, right. But I know that this was charged to my spirit to do. It has helped me and continuing to help me grow as a spiritual man, as a man, as well as understanding my purpose. That humbles me every day. And you know, I know someone prayed for me, and I'm going to continue to pray for each and every one of you because you deserve it. You deserve it. So, if you're going through something, just know it's only a season. Better days are ahead. You got a lot of joy and a lot of memories with your name on it. You just got to make the decision to claim it. And if your environment is truly yours, those that are in your environment will also emulate what is found within you, and it should be love. Okay? Alright, so be the best parents, be the best friends, but lastly, be the best you. You deserve it. As I always say, God is praying for you. You know I am. I see your worth because I discern it through mine. You stay blessed, y'all. And as always, if you got something going on and you just need some advice, you just want some clarity, it's okay. I would love to hear from you. Even if you want to just say hi, hey, I'll definitely hit you back. But I'm a firm believer. We each one teach one. That's how we grow. And we deserve that, right? We deserve for our environment to be reciprocated on what we give out. And it should be love first. Alright guys, stay blessed. Have a great week. Bye.